What does the future of prop firms look like in 2024 and beyond? In this video, I'm going to answer exactly that question. And in order to do so, we're going to quickly take a look at what happened and what changed in the prop firm industry in 2023 that can give us insight into what's potentially going to happen in 2024 in the prop firm industry. And then most importantly, we're going to talk about what you should be doing to prepare for the changes that are going to happen in the prop firm industry. So to get a better look into what might happen for 2024, let's take a look at what happened in 2023. So one of the big trends that we saw happening in the prop firm industry was all of these prop firms started going to unlimited trading days. As we started the year, there was maybe no prop firms that had unlimited trading days. It was typically a 30-day time limit on phase one, and then you had a 60-day time limit on phase two. And we see the vast majority of prop firms have now adopted this unlimited days trading model, which is great for us traders. And one of the things that I'll mention about the prop firm industry is it's becoming more and more profitable because it is a very profitable business to start, kind of like how casinos can be very profitable to start, and they know their numbers, they know their edge. Casinos know that for every $1 million that comes into their casino, they're going to make about $50,000, and prop firms are no different. They know that the vast majority of traders are going to fail. They're going to make their money, and then they're going to pay out whatever they have to pay out their profitable traders, which is a small percentage generally. Now, one of the other big things that happened in 2023 was we saw one of the largest prop firms, if not the largest prop firm, My Forex Funds, go under investigation and ultimately get shut down. Now, this was a huge event that happened. I believe My Forex Funds was doing around $300 million a year in sales. They may have passed FTMO. I'm not sure what FTMO sales were like exactly, but I think they were maybe the biggest Forex prop firm. With that being said, pretty much 1 week after they got shut down, we saw some changes in the way that prop firms were marketing and some changes in their messaging from profits to virtual or simulated profits. The big problem that My Forex Funds got into trouble with were saying that people were making actual profits and basically making consumers believe that they were trading live funds when they were simply trading demo accounts. So I think that moving forward, of course, we're going to continue to see even more transparency amongst the way that prop firms are marketing and advertising their products, which is a good thing for us traders. Now, one of the things that we did see happen in 2023 was we saw a boom in the meteoric rise of these white label prop firms where prop firms were popping up pretty much left and right, all pretty much white labels or using a couple different brokers really. And we also saw a bunch of those prop firms that were just kind of fly by night end up getting shut down for pretty much blatantly scamming people. I mean, it was pretty ridiculous to see the number of prop firms that got set up and then the number of prop firms that got shut down. I mean, I could probably think of a half a dozen just off the top of my head. Now, also in 2023, we kind of saw like this, I mean, for the past couple of years, we've been seeing this meteoric rise of prop firms really becoming very, very popular. And I think that kind of the top of where the prop firm industry was once the My Forex Funds prop firm got shut down, that kind of was signaled like the top for me. And it seems like there's been a little bit less interest in prop firms because I know we have a lot of clients that had money with My Forex Funds and a lot of people that just got screwed that had challenges with them, that had funded accounts with them. And so I think that kind of signaled the top. And I think we've seen a cool off in interest in total across the prop firm industry. So with that being said, what can we project is going to happen in 2024? So one of the big things that we know about prop firms are really a commodity. You know, and if you think about what a commodity is, if you think about something like corn or you think about something like oil, you know, these are commodities. There's not really a whole lot of difference between, you know, farmer A selling his corn and farmer B selling his corn. And because there's not really a big difference, a lot of the times commodities get priced down to the bottom. And this is the same thing that we're happening with prop firms. You know, there's not a ton of difference in what we see happening amongst a lot of these prop firms. And because of that, in order for a prop firm to stand out, they're either going to have to do something different or they're going to have to continue to cut their price down or make their challenge even easier and easier and easier. So that way they stand out against the market, against other prop firms, which is good for us traders because prices should maybe come down a little bit and it should continue to get easier. At least the prop firms that really want to be at the top of the game, like My Forex Funds, they were one of the easiest and cheapest, and they obviously blew up because of this. So I think that prop firms are going to continue to have to do this, which is great for us traders. I think another big trend that we're going to be see happening in 2024 is I think a lot of consumers or traders are wising up to these prop firms. And the trend that I've started to notice is the prop firms that are really cheap and really easy to pass their challenge. A lot of the times they don't have a very sustainable business model. And unfortunately, us traders are kind of at the mercy of these prop firms where they can ultimately deny you a payout for whatever reason, or they could even ban you altogether if you're robbing them for too much money. And so what I think is going to happen is I think that a lot of these kind of mid-tier, lower-tier prop firms, people are going to wise up to the shadiness of them, the crazy slippage, the excessive entry delays. People are going to start to wise up to this. And I think what's going to happen, most of the money that was going to these mid and lower tier prop firms, I think they're going to kind of get weeded out and they're really going to starve for business. And we're going to see kind of the top 2, 3 legitimate prop firms that have proven to do good business for a long period of time by treating their customers right. I think we're going to see them capture more of the market share. And that's the next thing that I want to talk about is this rise of these sort of more legit proven models that are going to be popping up. I think prop firms like the 5%ers that have been around a while, they're a little bit more expensive. They're not as easy to pass as say like a true Forex Funds. I think these are going to continue to grow. I think people are going to say, hey, you know what? I don't like the shady business. I don't like only being able to be paid out in crypto. I don't like the execution delays, the slippage. I don't like being denied payouts. I think all of these things are going to cause more and more people to flock to prop firms like FTMO and the 5%ers that have been around. And I expect both of these companies to grow quite a bit in 2024. Now, one of the things that could happen in 2024 is obviously we saw the blow up with my Forex Funds, and I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility that there could be other prop firms that actually end up getting investigated and getting shut down and getting their assets frozen, similar to my Forex Funds. I think all prop firms learned very quickly from what they saw happen with my Forex Funds, and they learned from that and they adapted from that. But at the same time, I think that, if prop firms are not doing good business, they're leaving complaints. I think this is going to open the eyes of more regulators to come in and try to raid more businesses. As we know with Forex brokers in general, most of Forex brokers are offshore, they're international. A lot of them don't take US customers. So I don't really see this being an issue for prop firms that have their companies outside of the US. Maybe companies that are inside the US will have more difficulties. But I don't think the prop firm industry is going anywhere. It's simply too profitable as a business model. And as we know, most Forex activity happens internationally anyways. One other thing is I think that in 2024, there are going to continue to be a bunch of new prop firms that continue to pop up. But I think that prop firms that start to try to start their business now are really going to struggle, because I think that a lot of the customers have been flushed out of the market with my Forex Funds or have gotten scared away from prop firms. And I think the competition is just going to be too difficult for them to really break in, where they have to really lower their prices or really make their challenge easier, which ultimately causes them to have to do shady stuff if people are becoming very profitable on their platform. So with all of this being said, then what can you actually do about it to prepare as a trader? I think one of the things that you should not fall victim to is influencer marketing and guys that are talking, that this is the latest, the greatest prop firm. I would be very, very careful, even if it sounds really attractive. Oh, you only have to do 6% or 7% profit target. I would just be very wary of falling into this trap of getting involved with some of these prop firms, because we've seen so many of them become scams. And so I would stick to some of the bigger prop firms that have been around. Like I mentioned, FTMO, the 5%ers. The next thing that I would consider heavily is not putting all your eggs in one basket. I've seen, unfortunately, guys that have put all of their funded accounts into my Forex Funds got shut down. I have heard the horror stories of people that had multiple funded accounts with the funded trader program that got banned, and now all their funded accounts are gone. So I think one of the things that's really important for 2024 is to diversify across a couple different prop firms. And if you are going to use some of these mid-tier level prop firms, then I'd consider diversifying across a couple. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you'd like to see my top 12 prop firms, I created this spreadsheet. Basically, it'll break it down so you can compare the different prop firms really easily, how difficult or hard it is to pass them, as well as their prices, as well as their spreads and trading conditions, all of that. how many years they've been in business, all of this on this spreadsheet. It's for free. Just download it in the link in the description below this video. Another thing that I think that prop firm traders should do is I think that it's wise to go for smaller profit targets when you do have your funded account. From what I've seen inside of our community of over 650 funded traders now, it seems like the sweet spot for getting consistent payouts and not raising a red flag is around like 4%. I think that if you go for these 10% profit targets, I think that especially on 100K or 50K or 200K account, these bigger accounts where it's going to be a bigger payout, I think they're going to investigate that a lot more. And so I think you're a lot safer by going for a smaller profit target and just keeping that account and being more consistent on the smaller profit targets than going for these big windfalls of cash. So I'd like to know, what are your predictions for 2024 and how are you approaching trading prop firms in 2024? Let me know in the comments down below, and we look forward to seeing you on another video.